Hi, it's Doug Dane. You need to learn how to act natural. We're not acting naturally, and it's causing all kinds of problems. This is your daily tip from my book, Mistaken Identity, and I know unequivocally that your mistaken identity is getting your way somehow, some way in your results, in your life, in your business, your career, your health. We're making all kinds of mistakes in our life because we're mistaken about who we are and who we're not. And so I just keep attempting through these videos to change your mind, change the way you think, but definitely change your mind about how you see yourself and rid yourself of some of the mistaken beliefs you have that are getting in your way. So this idea of acting naturally, we don't really act natural. We need to start acting naturally, especially during the ups and downs. And so you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. That's the way life is. Life can be difficult. It does throw challenges at us. It's never without problems. It's just really how you address those problems and how you react and respond to situations that you're in or problems that you're facing. And so this idea of acting naturally during the ups and downs is really important. So one of the laws of nature, there's laws that govern how nature operates, and some we're very familiar with. Obviously, the law of gravity. Things don't fall up; they fall down. So obviously, you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't walk off a building. But there's other laws of nature that govern the universe, nature, our lives, our results. One of them, of course, the main one is called the law of cause and effect, or the law of sowing and reaping, or the law of compensation. And so whatever you put out is what you get back. So if you put out good, you get good back. If you put out bad, you get bad back. If you don't take any action, nothing happens. It's action, reaction. And so another law that's important to understand is this idea of the law of rhythm. And so, the sun comes up and the sun goes down. The tide goes in and the tide goes out. You're going to be up and you're going to be down. You're never going to be up all the time. Optimally, we want to try to, have some equilibrium to how we feel, and that requires a different way of thinking. Following some basic rules on how your mind operates. So, thinking a certain way maintains an equilibrium. So you never get too excited. You never really get down. Enthusiasm is great, but too much excitement is not a good thing, because when you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. And so it's managing these ups and downs. But what's really important is acting naturally during the ups and downs. And so when you're down, it's not natural for us to criticize ourselves and give ourselves a hard time. We've been taught to do that. We're very judgmental towards ourselves. We're very judgmental towards others. We're judgmental about our view on our potential, what we're capable of. And so when you're down, and you're going to be down, and you feel down. I'm feeling down, and so you might be tired. You might be a little bit anxious. You might, if it's been going on for a little too long, you might feel a little bit of depression. Those are all okay things. There's nothing wrong with any of that. That is just part of the human experience as you react and respond to what's going on in your world. When you're down, though, you've got to act naturally. And so you've got to train yourself to not give yourself a hard time when you're down. Listen, when the sun goes down, you don't give yourself a hard time. When it's raining out, you don't give yourself a hard time. You might not like it. Maybe you don't feel as good. But what you do is, you shelter yourself. You stay inside. You put on a raincoat when you go out. You put an umbrella up. And so you will shelter yourself around these things. And that's fine. But we can't be giving ourselves a hard time when we're down. We don't like feeling down. We don't like the feeling that we feel when we're down. It's a physical state that we don't like. And when we don't like it, we also experience the emotions that go along with it. And we don't like that either, because they're negative. So we have negative emotions. We don't feel very positive. We're feeling negative. We're feeling off, however it presents itself for you. And then you let that run your thinking. And you think up all kinds of stuff. But primarily, though, is you you turn on yourself and you judge yourself and you give yourself a hard time for the fact that you are down. And that's not natural. Giving ourselves a hard time, that's not natural. Judging ourselves, that's not natural. Criticizing ourselves, that's not natural. There's a lot of things we learn to do that seem in our nature, but it's not natural. We've just been taught to do things that go against our nature, go against us, turn on ourselves, and ultimately we turn on other people too. So it's easy to move into that kind of victim mode. You feel like a bit of a victim, but if you're a victim, then sometimes you got to be a villain, and that means you turn on others or you turn on yourself, and that ain't good. So try to act naturally, especially when you're down. Don't worry about how you're feeling. Just those negative thoughts and feelings and emotions and the physical state, it's just like clouds. It's just like a storm. Just let it pass by. That's natural. If it was, it's kind of gray out here today and it was raining earlier, I'm not sitting here, complaining and worrying about my future or, what tomorrow's going to look like. I'm just going to let the weather and the rain and the clouds and maybe the thunder, just let it pass by. That's natural. It's unnatural to give ourselves a hard time when we're down. Like don't punch yourself when you're down. That's not a good plan. So listen, if I can help you, let me know. My book can help you. Primarily, one of the reasons that you're not acting naturally when you're down is the way you were taught to act, and you learned that through your upbringing, how you're treated as a kid, and these adverse childhood experiences that some of you have gone through, and you're just mistaken. You've got a mistaken opinion of yourself, and you have a mistaken way of operating the way that you think because of what you went through. And so get my book. It's literally a 30-day process for getting rid of your mistaken identity. And when you do that, you start to see the truth about who you really are. And that truth will set you free, and life will be a hell of a lot better that way. Thank you.